Hi, welcome. For those who may not be familiar with me, I am Diana Rachel. I am the voice behind The Spirited Witch, Practical Living for Spooky People. And I've been doing these one card community tarot draws since July that are considered to be advice for the general public. I do want to take a moment of silence for Renee Good and taking a moment, especially since I was connected to the Minneapolis community for a very long time. I hope her family knows the peace and support that they truly deserve. So, today I am shuffling a little because I got to this late and I won't be able to hang out as long as I normally do because I do have a client immediately after this. In the light of the events of this weekend, I did think about taking a break from it, but then I realized that the way things are going, if I want to be sensitive and honor everything going on, but at the rate things are going and at the volume they are going, I would never be able to put out anything. And part of me doing this is to try to help the community in general have tools, inner and outer, for dealing with all of this. So let's see what the card is for today. All right. And the card we have for today is Sister Wind Inverted. So usually this would be about the swords suit. So this would be the equivalent of Page of Swords. And inverted. So remember, swords is about air, it's about mental clarity, it's about speaking truth. So it seems like there is a femme person of limited maturity, and limited maturity can mean emotionally, it can mean age, it can mean a combination of factors whose mistruths are coming to light. And what I'm getting, like when I'm tuning into the energy of the card before I go turn it around and look for the astrological keys, it really feels like it is someone who is avoidant, who is hiding. Like I am feeling a sympathetic clutch in my stomach. So looking at the astrological keys for this one, and again, I'm seeing Aquarius, Saturn, and I can't remember what the little V loopy one, it does not mean Venus. So we're seeing Aquarian and Saturnian energy, some Pisces. Wait, is that Pisces? I need to relearn my astrological sigils. I apologize because I don't have them memorized like I used to. But I am seeing that Saturnian vibe for sure is things have gone wrong. So again, I feel like lately my tarot cards have informed me their name is Helga. I really have no idea what to do with that. I've never had a tarot deck name itself, especially after this long. um, but it does seem like the advice is to keep pushing for the truth. The advice is to keep pushing through the illusions. So based on that, and since we are in the great age of illusion, like looking up articles on how to distinguish AI from the real and how to authenticate, looking for information, looking for citizen news sources where it is eyewitness material, especially since all of the major mainstream media companies, both conservative or liberal, are owned by pretty much the same people and have been since I was in college. So if you want something that does not have pocketbooks to worry about, you have to look to the local sources. These days, a lot of cities have them. They're usually internet outfits, and some of them operate kind of like B corporations, profiting nonprofits, or as nonprofits, so sort of unofficial public newspaper that's parallel to the public radio. And in my experience, public radio, because I worked in public radio for a while, actually has some very strict standards about fact checking and vetting. So again, looking for those things, looking for the truth, looking for who is lying and why they're lying. Since it does seem like I have a feeling that there's going to be a whole lot of nya, 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 nya that comes out in the Patreon at 10:30. But for now, that is what I have. If anyone else has insight or any thoughts about it, you are welcome to say it here. I can give you a minute or so, and then I am going to have to go because, yay, I have a client. And I am going to remind folks that I do one-on-one tarot readings. I did fix up my website, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put my booking site in. I think it is more coherent than it used to be. So for folks that would like a sit down with me, and hi to the person that just joined us. Welcome. I was kind of rushing through a little bit today because I started late. I apologize for that. I had some family stuff. Um, but the card for the day is Sister Wind Inverted from Tarot of the Spirit. And if you go to tarotofthespirit.com, you can get these decks. There's like entire guidebooks and like Kabbalic background on these. These are fantastic. So, hi, Onyx Rose. Yes, you. So I'm just catching you up because I'm actually wrapping up just now, but I wanted to make sure that you got since you took the time to show up and join us, I wanted to make sure you get the info. So we've got the Spirited Witch and okay, sorry. I had a very long night. So I've got Sister Wind Inverted. And so this one is talking about truth coming out, lies coming out, and so on. And so my general advice right now, based on this card, is to spend some time educating yourselves on how to distinguish truth from AI, how to authenticate videos, and looking for citizen news sources over corporate-owned news sources. A lot of cities have them, or cities near you will have them. So Onyx, when I am reading in person, I am a multimodal reader. So I think I have come across maybe 2 decks that I can't use. So for cartomancy, yes, I use an Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Oracle the most with my clients, but I have several different Oracle decks that I use in my life. I also am not quite as versed in Lenormand as tarot, but I can do a competent reading, and I have done grand tableaus. And I do also, right now I'm in the process of studying Kipper cards. So I do them for the purposes of these lives. I pretty much stick to tarot because it's a fairly universal language. And for me, it is both intuitive and not because of the 30 years I've spent studying it. So you get a feeling for me is I've been doing this for a very long time. And I started off in college in the 90s for beer money. And now here I am and I do it for a living. So thank you again so much for taking the time and hanging out. For those of you that may have showed up for the first time for this, because I am seeing some new people in general. What happens is at some point between now and Tuesday, I send out a Substack newsletter with the live in it, with the transcript printed out. So you can actually read through it for anything that was interesting to you that you might have forgot. And then for people doing tarot studies, I also add a few comments because sometimes new things will occur to me during the day as I go about my day, about the card and about what it means. And then I will also add some bullet points and keywords for people to add for the things they're accumulating for their own tarot studies. So this way, even though it's like a specific date for a specific date, it is something that has some longevity and use. Also, I do run a Patreon that does include regular tarot sessions with me as some of the membership options. And usually at some point during the day, I will also do a 3-card reading right shortly after I do the Substack. Today, it's going to be a little bit delayed because of client work. Yay. But also, that is something for people that after a while, if you get to know me and want to learn more about the stuff that I teach, which is pretty broad, you can check that out. So that's what I have for everyone. Thank you so much. It is always such a joy for me to see people join me. And I am especially honored since I was late today. So thank you for taking that time with me. Stay magical, everyone. And I will be seeing you soon.